The Reviewer. Hi, I'm Shane, and this is my story of how I met my husband.
Oh,
It all started one day. I was in the final years of my architectural studies. My school was conducting an in house review for all the fifth year students. I was eating in the canteen one day and noticed a reviewer on the chair. It seems like somebody had forgotten the reviewer, I thought. I picked it up and looked up the name of whoever is the owner. I decided to give it to the owner because I know how important this is to pass our exam. I went to the engineering department and asked around who the owner of the reviewer was, since all that was written was the first name of the owner. Finally, after asking about it, I found the owner and gave him back his reviewer. I have to admit that he was quite cute and handsome too. We only exchanged brief pleasantries as I need to go back to my department. After
oh.
that day, I have not seen him around since our paths are impossible because our departments are buildings apart. On the day of our graduation, I only learned that his full name was Jared Edison. Hmm, suits him fine with his appearance. I chuckled to myself. When he stood up on stage, we locked eyes for a moment and he smiled at me. I was shocked that he was able to spot me amidst the crowds. That was the last encounter we had. 2 years have passed since that day. I was working as an architect at HM Home Builders Incorporated. I was assigned to a client to design his house in the suburbs. I went on site to visit the area to maximize the house designs. I saw the very person I did not expect to see, Jared Edison. We saw each other and he was also surprised to see me. He was elated to see me, more like so happy as I thought. I've come to know that he was the assigned engineer for the project. We exchanged numbers, and that day marked the start of our friendship, and even more. We became close friends, and eventually, Jared asked me to be his girlfriend. I was in ecstasy, for I did not imagine that the boy whom I once met during college would now become my boyfriend. We had been dating for 2 years until he popped the most significant question in a woman's life. Will you marry me? He said. Of
Oh,
course, I said yes. Both of us were so happy. Then he said, I was glad that it was you who returned my reviewer to me that day. I could never forget your beautiful face the moment our eyes met. Now, he was pretty convinced that I was his fated to be and he to me. We got married that same year and are happily living with him together with our 2 kids. I could never imagine that what connected our paths together was just a simple reviewer during our college days. Even when I recall it, I still could not comprehend the power of fate. And that, my friends, is my story. The Reviewer. Hi, I'm Shane, and this is my story of how I met my husband.
Oh,
It all started one day. I was in the final years of my architectural studies. My school was conducting an in house review for all the fifth year students. I was eating in the canteen one day and noticed a reviewer on the chair. It seems like somebody had forgotten the reviewer, I thought. I picked it up and looked up the name of whoever is the owner. I decided to